how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Beam Review. For today's video, we're going to be learning how to change the BMW key fob batteries. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, Beam Review, what we do here is teach you everything there is to know about BMWs. We go over every single hidden tip, trick, and feature in the book. So if that's something you want to learn about, subscribe to this channel because we put out content every single week. Also, if you guys needed BMW Key Fob Covers, there are links right down below. I will be attaching the links for the old style BMW Key Fob and for the new style as well. So definitely check out those links and help yourself to getting a brand new BMW Key Fob cover. Again, the links for those are going to be right down below, so definitely check that out at the end of the video. And without further rambling on, let's go ahead and change these batteries. All right, so let's go ahead and go right into it. And I do apologize in advance, my hands look like complete this morning, but I promise you this video will do you more good than harm. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you don't already know, BMW has these brand new key fobs, and then they used to have their old blade key fob that looks like this. These are the older styles now, and they will be going extinct in the next few years. So for this video, we're going to be doing it on both of these, just so we are all completely clear. Again, just to repeat myself, this is the old style key fob, and we are in a transition phase where we are going into the brand new one. So we're going to be learning how to do it on both of the key fobs. So definitely stay tuned for the whole thing. So let's go ahead and get started with the brand new one. So basically on the back of the key fob, you're going to see this little button right over here, and that is what you're going to press and hold to remove the two sides of the key fob here. So let's go ahead and do that. Cool. So then once you go ahead and split the key fob in half, and that did take a little bit, so definitely take your time with it. You're gonna have two sections. You're gonna have this empty side here, and then you're gonna have this main side, which is right over here. This metal key that you see right here, this is what you would be pulling out in order to get into your car, and we will demonstrate that at the end of the video. If you wanted to change the battery on the brand new key fob, you could actually leave this manual key located within here. You don't have to pull that out, because if you wanted to change the battery is actually located in this little rectangular piece right over here. And I'm gonna flip it upside down, or right side up, I should say. So you're gonna see a couple things right over here where you can see the actual name of the battery, and then right over here on the right side it actually says battery as well. And so what we're going to do is we are going to pull this out. This rectangular piece that you see here, this can be pulled out in order to reveal the battery. So let's go ahead and do that. Now there are a few different ways to do it, and I'll actually use the sharper piece right over here to go ahead and pull out this rectangular piece that is hiding the battery. So let's go ahead and do that. So then you can see that the rectangular piece is already starting to come apart. And at this point, I'm just going to use my fingers and go ahead and pull this out. And when I do, you can see that the battery is actually located right... Oops, it's on the other side. Stupid. And you can see that the battery is located right over here. So that is actually going to be where your battery is. Now, right now, the positive side is down. So just keep that in mind. That is going to be the same way that you put in the new battery. So at this point, what you want to do is go ahead and take out your battery, which is right over here. Again, positive right here, and then positive is also face down as well. So that is going to be how you put in the new battery. For this video, we're just going to use the same battery and pretend that it's a brand new one. And again, so now we're going to place our new battery right back where it was. And now at this point, we're just going to put this back into where it was. And then once you have that back to where it was, go ahead and put on this other piece right back onto it. And then that is simply going to click into place, and then you are all set changing the battery on the brand new key fob. Let's bring in the old style one and do that one next. All right, so we have our older style blade key fob that we have here, and we are going to do the same thing for this key fob style as well, but it will work a little bit differently compared to the last one, so definitely stay tuned for this one. So for the old style, our same button that was located on the back of the new key fob is located on the side. So that is what we want to push to go ahead and pull out this metal key that is located right here on the top. So push in, pull out. That sounded wrong. And then here we have our manual key. Again, this is going to be what is used to open up your door, which again, to repeat myself, we will demonstrate at the end of the video. Now you are probably wondering where in the world is this battery? Well, this one is a little tricky, but it's probably easier compared to the last one. So to get to the battery on the old style key fob, you're actually going to see this little flap right over here, which is really, really tiny. And that is what you're going to push from the middle up in order to get this flap right here on the back open or out. So let's go ahead and use the manual key in order to pop that out. So then I went ahead and popped that out, and now you can just pull back or pull open the flap, And then you can see that the battery is located right over here. For this one, our positive is facing up, which is the opposite of the last one. So keep that in mind. Your positive side of the battery is going to be facing up. Now, to take off the battery for this key fob is a little bit tricky. What I've known to work the best is just use a flathead screwdriver and just go right in there from the side, and then you can actually just go ahead and pop that out. As of right now, I don't have a flathead screwdriver, but I'm sure that you do. So just go ahead and use your flathead screwdriver and just go ahead and pop that out. And then you can go ahead and put in the new battery, again, positive side facing up, and then that will be all set. Once you are done, go ahead and put these two back together. And once you have the back flap back on, go ahead and put on the manual key, and then you are all set. So now that is going to be how you change the batteries on the BMW key fobs. Now let's go ahead and demonstrate the two different ways that we can use to get into our vehicle and start our vehicle. And this is going to be a very important part of the video to know, because you never know when your battery key fob is going to be out. And I guarantee you that a lot of people do not know how to start their car the BMW way. So let's go ahead and do it on the new key fob first. All right, so let's go ahead and walk up to our door handle and go ahead and stick in this little manual key that we saw earlier. And I will also show you how to remove this as well. So let's go ahead and do that. So if you have a newer style BMW handle, which is the one that looks like this, you're gonna have a hard time trying to find that little hole where you can stick your manual key. The way you find it is you're gonna lift this door handle up, and you're gonna see that it's located right over here, right in the back. That is gonna be where you stick this little manual key, and then you can go ahead and get into your vehicle. And now, in order to remove this, what you wanna do is just use your nail, and you wanna pull on this side going up. Whoops, just dropped it. Well, that's one way to get it out. And then once you have it out, you're gonna use one hand to lift up the door handle, and then put in your manual key, go ahead and turn it, and then you can go ahead and get into your vehicle. There is gonna be a good chance that the alarm is gonna go on, but don't worry about that, because it will turn off after a couple of minutes. Also, if you wanted to know how to put this back in, it can be a little bit tricky, but let's go ahead and try it. I'm gonna do the best that I can with just one hand. So what you wanna do is go ahead and put this side of the key in first, and then you can just simply move this down, and then that is all set. Now what you want to do is go ahead and hold this dead key fob right against the side of the steering wheel, which is going to be located right over here. I mentioned this in one of my famous videos, but you can see that that little cutout of a key is going to be where you hold your dead key fob, just like that. And then you want to go ahead and start your car using the start button there. So yes, use one hand to hold it right there, and use your other hand to go ahead and start your car. It may take a couple tries, but this is exactly how you want to hold it. And if for whatever reason it's not working, just try to shift it around a little bit and see if that helps. Again, this you only need to do if your battery was dead completely and you didn't have a spare battery. This is going to be how you get to use your manual key within here and your dead key fob in order to get into the car and go ahead and start the car. So that is how we do it with the new style key fob. Now let's go ahead and try it on the older style. All right, so now this is a more normal style BMW door handle, which could be still found on the X3s, which is what we have here today. Now the part where your manual key is going to go into is going to be this little cutout right here. The way that you pop this out is a little bit tricky, but what you want to do is, again, pull out your door handle, and then you want to stick your finger right behind here, and then you want to go ahead and pop that out, as so. Then once you have that popped out, then you can go ahead and stick in your manual key, and then you can go ahead and turn it and then get into your vehicle. Again, the alarm might sound, but that's completely fine. It will go off in about a couple minutes. Once you're inside the car, again, same story here. You want to hold your key fob horizontally right at this little cutout that you see here, and then you want to hold it nice and flat. You may have to shift it around a little bit, but use one hand to hold it down, and then you use your other hand to go ahead and start the car. So again, one hand on the left, one hand on the right. Go ahead and start the car, and that should do the trick. That will go ahead and start the vehicle, and then you should be well on your way. And if you did want to put this piece back in, you want to do it from right to left, and then it just simply pops into place. So yes, everyone, that is how we change the battery on the BMW key fobs, and that is also how we get into our vehicles and go ahead and start the car if the key fob was completely dead. It's super crucial that you know this, because there is going to be a time one day somewhere in the future where your BMW key fob runs out of battery and you may not be home, and you will have to know those little tricks in order to go ahead and start your car and be well on the way. So there was a comment that I got in one of my viral videos about this couple that was stranded in France, and this story that we saw here was the reason why I wanted to go ahead and make this video in case it happened to anybody else. A couple was having a hard time trying to start their BMW X7 because they didn't know about this, but luckily one of our viewers were there to help them out and send them on their merry way. If you want to read the story, It is going to be right here. Feel free to pause the video. It was pretty inspirational and a good reason why it made me want to do this video. So yes, everyone, that is the quick tutorial about how to change your battery and how to operate a dead key fob for BMWs. Again, if you needed the links for those key fob covers, they are provided right down below. Check those out. The key fob covers do a really good job of making your BMW key look good along with protecting it as well. These key fobs are not cheap, $300+, so keep that in mind. Don't drop them. Again, if you guys all had any questions, feel free to write it down below. I do get back to every single comment, so do not hesitate to ask away any questions. Like the video, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you all for the next one.